One more game. Manchester City are in their final league game of the season. Of course, we are already crowned Premier League champions, but there's still plenty to play for today in terms of pride, performance, fitness, and all the usual stuff. Welcome back to a final Premier League watch-along of the season. Fuck me, we're here. I say here already, as if we haven't been the longest season that we've ever witnessed, but it does always come round and surprise you at the same time. We are closing in on the end of what could be a very historic season. Hello to everyone. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and don't forget as well to check out the Circl 5 match millions very quickly. You've got a couple of minutes to enter if you want a little bit of fun on the final day of the season. It costs £2 to enter. You could win £1 million. It really is that simple. Your last chance to have a go, have a gamble on the last day of the season. Pick 5 numbers. Get some of them right, win some money. Get 5 of them right, win £1 million. It really is that simple. You got to select numbers from the Arsenal game, Brentford, Chelsea, Everton, and Man United, Fulham. Good luck. Go and do it right now. 18 plus UK based to enter. Fingers crossed when you guys win £1 million. Imagine that. Don't forget 18 plus UK based and gamble responsibly. It's good fun though. Give it a go if you want to. 5 match millions, the last one of the season in the Premier League. Good luck to everyone involved. Mark's already here with the super chat. Says, can you guess what the 3 stands for? 3 goals today, you know. 3 victories over Chelsea this season. Is that right? No, it's just I think it might be right, actually. It's a mystery. Haaland's usual goal tally in a game. Or could it be the treble, Mark? Could it be the treble? It could indeed be the treble. Hello to Mark, you beautiful man. Hello to John. You're a sexy person too, John. Thank you very much. Hello to Mark Harris. Don't forget it is free. Yes, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. How's everyone feeling about this game today? Do let me know, of course, in the comments. Mark, love you, pal. I'm looking forward to this, man. Looking forward to it. Sorry I was a little bit late to go live. Just like, nice day on the parent duties and all that kind of stuff, enjoying the sunshine outside, then a bit of housework. I can't wait for this. Good on you, Mark. Away from Spain. Enjoy your summer holidays, mate. It's a weird time of year, isn't it? We're in June for these games, so I don't blame anyone who's on holiday for these games. It is what it is. Classic free hit. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of players, of course, who just want to go out there and have a good time today. Brentford, of course, off the back of an excellent season. Brentford, does this game mean anything to them? Let's have a look. Jump over to the table on the other page. Brentford are 9th, and they could finish. They could get Europa League football today, Europa Conference football. If they win, Villa are playing Brighton at home. You'd expect they'd win that, but you never know. Spurs have it's Leeds away. They could get Europa Conference if they win today, so they'll want to win today in front of their own fans, Brentford, and I wouldn't be surprised if they manage it. It's going to be interesting. Of course, City have put out a weaker side. Am I surprised? Who asked that question, Mario? I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not at all. I mean, I think Guardiola, I don't think there's a manager in the world that wouldn't put a weaker lineup out on a day like today. Here's Manchester City side, of course. Edison, Kyle Walker, Ake Laporte, and Gomez. Calvin Phillips starts alongside Rico Lewis with possibly Foden in midfield with Palmer on the left. It could be Foden on the left, of course. But either way, Palmer gets another start. 3 academy lads and 3 City fans in that. 4 City fans in that team, by the way. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Julian Alvarez starts through the middle with Riyad Mahrez undoubtedly on the right-hand side of that pitch. A bench of no De Bruyne and no Grealish and no Diaz. Where's Grealish? Has been out for a bit now. I would have thought to see De Bruyne and Diaz today. A little bit concerning. Fingers crossed it doesn't mean anything, but, they are not... I thought we would have seen a slightly stronger team. I'm not going to lie with you. But it is what it is. I'm sure things are absolutely fine. I thought we'd see some of the likes of Bernardo when Bernardo was on the bench. I thought we saw De Bruyne and Grealish saying they would have come on, but evidently not. It is what it is. What kind of team have Brentford gone for? Do let me know if they've gone for a strong team. Yeah, I get that. I get the momentum argument, but I don't think there's a manager in the world that wouldn't have rested players given what we've been through this season. And to be honest, I don't think the players will. I don't know how they won't be up for it. They'll be absolutely flying come this game. They will be. They will be flying. They'll be so ready for the United game. The intensity in training this week coming up will be ridiculous because next week, we've got 7 days which could define this club, man. Or the biggest season in our history, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it indeed. It's going to be biggest week in our history potentially, you know. It really is. I don't think it's an exaggeration. You know, an FA Cup final, then 7 days later, a Champions League final. It's going to be fascinating to see how this goes down. I'm expecting the players to be fine. Yeah, as Mark Harris said, keep the big guns rested and uninjured. It's a squad game after all. So how's everyone feeling about this game? What's your predictions? Are they made any changes? How familiar is everyone with the Brentford side? I keep saying Brighton because I've edited the thumbnail from the previous game, Brighton, and I had Brighton in my head. Of course, the BR as well. There's very similar teams and everything about Brighton and Brentford. Raya in goal, Zanka, Pinnock, Benme, Rico Henry and Hickey, then Damsgaard and Yeka, Jeanalt and Visser and Buemo. Of course, no Ivan Toney's been... to be honest, reading the charges for Ivan Toney, by the way, small part of me thinks he might have got off lucky. Like, he was betting against his own team and stuff, which is dodgy. I know he didn't play in those games always, but he would have been so privy to tactics and he was injured and all this kind of stuff and general training and vibes. Yeah. I'm surprised he only got 8 months in the end. Like, genuinely got lucky there because that was some dodgy shit that he shouldn't have been doing. None of our business at all. I'm not worried about it. But he got lucky it's only 8 months, I reckon. Because he'll be back in it by January, and that's not too bad for him. Looking forward to this, man. Looking forward to it. I suspect this will be a good game of football. How's everyone feeling, by the way? What's your day like? Let me know how you're feeling. I don't show the game destruction. No, I don't, mate. It's a watch along, as it says at the end. I chat to you guys during it. It's a live stream watch along, but I don't show the game. Nowhere on YouTube will show the game. If it's 2023 and you're looking for YouTube games on YouTube, you've really not figured out yet. No game will ever be on YouTube because that channel will be taken down immediately. So, unless it's like official, you know, like BT or something like that, and they're doing it as a one-off, but that, you know. It wouldn't be on a random channel you never heard of, let's be honest. New kit being worn, by the way, for the first time. Not by me, by them, the players on the pitch. Let's see how it goes down. I've only seen it from afar so far. I saw Calvin Phillips wearing it up close then. Looking forward to this, man. Looking forward to it. Rico Lewis taking the kickoff. That kit is smart. I like the socks. Big fan of those socks. They're just nice. Right, come on, you Blues. We are about to kick off in 3, 2, 1. We are underway. I like that, man. Early kit impressions on pitch. Does anyone else really like the socks? I like the little band. Yeah, Yusuf, I'm a bit torn on it, mate. I did think we'd see a little bit more of some of the players. I hope everything's right. I mean, Guardiola did say that. And there's likely that they got knocks, if I'm being honest. Like, you tend to play through stuff, don't you? Play through pain and injuries a little bit. And then, like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the injuries are caught up a tiny bit, if I mean. Like, I honestly believe it. Cole Palmer's through the middle, by the way. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that injuries have found them a little bit. So I think some have just been rested because they've been kicked. And sometimes psychologically, injuries can take effect when you stop. And I wouldn't be surprised if now a few of them are just taking time to rest sore ankles and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's an injury crisis. I think it's more just recovering from injuries that they've had for a long time. You know, when you've, like, so many players will be on painkillers before games and stuff just to get through 90 minutes. Just because that's how it is. That's how it is. And I think right now they were letting bruised ankles heal for a couple of weeks because they've not had a chance to. You know, that kind of thing. Cole Palmer's through the middle, by the way, which is interesting. I like that. Though he'd started getting good on the left, which is interesting. So I think maybe Foden and Palmer will switch a bit. But I do think it's something like that. Hello, Toast Ghost. Hello to Lumberjack as well. But I don't know if it's an injury crisis, more just resting. It's a weird one, isn't it, Circus Dog? I like being rested, but at the same time, to be honest, I've had a quiet week personally as well. Like I've took a couple of days off. You know, I've been healing injuries and all that, the players, but I needed it because it's been a long time, and we've got an awful lot coming up, haven't we, in the next week or two? It's going to be crazy. So I'm going to get like loads going on, and let me know what kind of videos you want in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be going hard on different kind of content and just like trying to get loads of content ahead of Oh, they're going forward here. Ahead of the two finals. Go on, Cole. He's done well there, Cole. Nice and calm through the middle. How are you fed up with these Vimo ads? I don't even know what you're on about, Colin, so I guess not. I've not seen any of them, mate. Gomez working the ball nicely with Foden here. Alvarez had drifted over to the left, but now he's going back central. Yeah, I know what you mean, Octavio. I mean, to be honest, the only thing is I trust KDB to turn up at a Wembley pitch against United. I just do. So, KDB needs moments, you know. He's a moment guy these days, isn't he? He really is. Up the Blues anyway. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. Go on, Cole. Oh, Cole. Drifting through. Nearly scored as well. Lucky man. Cole Palmer's looking decent. Go on, Alvarez. Riaz dragging back. Walker overlapping. Go on, Rico. Oh, and then an Alvarez snapshot out for a corner. It's a good bit of pressure, that. These players are playing well, man. You got to bear in mind as well. Palmer probably should have played it to Foden there. He should have played it to Foden. But he wants to score, doesn't he? Cole, pass it, mate. Love you, pal, but you got to pass it there. The Kovacic links, I don't mind Circus Dog. I think he's a good player. I think he'd be excellent to Pep. Any good midfielder. I don't think it's a downgrade. I think what Kovacic would do, you'd see Real Madrid Kovacic again. Like I think at Chelsea it's been a bit weird, but Chelsea are. Yeah, I'd like. Spurs 1-0. Oh, Leeds going down. But Kovacic, I think, is a good player. They're wearing white shorts. I know you like. I think you prefer blue shorts, don't you? Bill ABC TV. But I like the white ones personally. It's just a preference. I think it just looks nicer. Destruction. I said it earlier, mate. I don't show the game. Sorry, pal. No one on YouTube shows the game. You're looking the wrong way. You're in the wrong place. You can't get away with Premier League games on YouTube because they're taken down. Yeah, it's white shorts destruction. Unfortunately, sorry for Bill ABC TV for you. Unfortunately, mate. Go on, Foden. The shorts are an interesting one actually. I don't like the patch at the side of the shorts. I would say. Leeds going down, aren't they? Do you know, you shouldn't fucking hide Allardyce, should you? I wouldn't mind Guerrero from Dortmund. Good player. Good starter, by the way. We're all over him. Rico's so good, isn't he? Yeah, I'm not a big Sam fan personally. I don't mind the guy, but I don't like his football, so. I think it was, yeah, Circus Dog. It was the one with Lampard, wasn't it, where we had the blue shorts? I always remember Lampard in that kit for some reason. Yeah, because 13-14 we won it under Pellegrini, and then 14-15 was the blue shorts. 15-16 was what KDB's first season where we had the collar, wasn't it? The white collar with the polo. Go on, Calvin. Oh, unlucky. Hey, we just had a go, Pete. You had a go, Calvin, for long range of his left foot. Didn't quite go in. What about Thingy yesterday bottling it? Dortmund, eh? Dortmund, mate. You had one job. One job. And they fucked it up. So what's everyone's current mood then for the treble? Like, how are we feeling? Do you think is it likely in your opinion? Villa one up? Nice pass from Eddie. Bricking next week. It's gonna be weird, isn't it, next week? So currently Villa are beating Brighton, which puts that in the table. Let's have a look. I'll show you the live table now. I'll keep the table live if you want me to. There we go. As it stands, City still top of course. Brighton obviously comfortable. It put Villa and Spurs playing out for Conference League. If I was Villa, I'd want it. You know, European football is European football, and for them, it's a good thing. I believe in general it doesn't affect you. Like, you know, I think in general you should go for it. Stretch your squad, just go for it. Fucking go for it. Go on, Cole. So as it currently stands, bottom of the table. Oh, they're in behind. Oh, they've hit the post. Was it offside? It was offside. Fuck me, that was close. As it stands, Leeds going down. Leicester 2. Yeah, he's offside. He is offside. Yeah, he was offside there. So that's the current table anyway. 1-0 Newcastle. Who are they playing? Chelsea. Chelsea are abysmal, aren't they? Doesn't do much other than put Chelsea firmly in 12th. Do you see that guy? Did anyone see that guy on Twitter who predicted back in August that Palace would finish ahead of Chelsea, which is fucking inspired. Absolutely inspired. And Liverpool are winning apparently, according to someone. And Arsenal. Yeah, Liverpool and Arsenal both went up too. Early goals in a lot of games. What does everyone make of Luton in the Premier League as well? Now, apparently, like a lot of City fans, older ones, like Luton actually relegated us in the 80s, didn't they? About 82, 80, something like that. So a lot of the older fans are very much fuck Luton. I can't pretend I have any strong feelings about Luton because I was literally not born. It was about 3 or 4 years my prior, so I get the feeling. Still winning games after they bottle it. they sort of did, man. They did. If we're being honest these days. Luton Stadium is mental, innit? Sergeant Tom, fuck Luton, nothing personal, just wanted Cov. I didn't have any strong feelings. I must admit, like, seeing Luton in the Premier League is wild. I get why the older fans hate them. I don't feel strongly either way. Cobb back in the Premiership would have been nice. You do now, Toast Ghost. I didn't know. I knew Luton were in the Championship, but I didn't know they were doing that well. My man Scott, good evening. Good afternoon, even. Yes, same, pal. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. They deserve to be there as well. That's the best thing about it. They do deserve to be there. Yeah, I like our goalkeeper kit too, actually, Jake. I think it's one of the nicest one we've had in a while. I think there's a real chance Luton as well massively struggle. I guess the only thing for them is that stadium. if the stadium can add something, a bit of a craziness to it, but there's a real chance that they do get battered regularly. Losing with Chelsea, no chance, mate. It's Techno Christmas in Detroit. What the hell's Techno Christmas, mate? You said that as if we had any idea what that is. Robbie, I'm good, pal. I'm good. Oh, nice, Mark. Ben Mee's down. Ben Mee, obviously, an ex-City lad. Good bloke, Ben Mee. Lovely. I think it's going to happen, Manelli. I think we're going to win the treble. I think we are. I trust this team. I don't know. Something mad could happen. We could bottle it. But I don't know. I like it. I like our chances. Yeah, Pete, they do. Wrexham are a story because the owners, they absolutely do. You keep saying it's Techno Christmas, but you have to explain it, Scott, a bit more. You have fucking no idea what that means, mate. But yeah, no, Wrexham do. They do get the... there's a lot, I would say, though, what I would say is a lot more cynicism, obviously, because I know why the American press love it. But over here, there's a lot more like, fuck Wrexham. Not for myself. I'm not really bothered. I actually quite like the TV show, and I think Reynolds and McAlelly seem like nice guys, and Wrexham are a big club, so fair play to them. But I think there's a lot more like... From the league, for fans over here, they're a little bit more like Wrexham aren't the Hollywood story that everyone... The press love it, but I think football fans are a lot more like... We're not idiots. You just come in and spending a fucking load of money. And they've spent a lot of money. Not that I care. I'm a City fan. I'd be an idiot to complain about it. But I think lower league fans are largely cynical towards what Wrexham have achieved. Like it's not a fairy tale story. It isn't. It's not a fairy tale. They've just fucking... I think it's in like Paul Mullin on like 10 grand and he's not even a league footballer. It's silly stuff. But, it's fun. It's fun to watch, so I can't complain. I do too, Belbucy. I don't think there's any chance. No, Jake. He's already said he's staying next season. Like, he's gonna absolutely fulfill his contract. Why would he leave? Like, I don't think he'd leave just because he's won loads of trophies. So, like, if anything, it's a mentality where you're like, it's where it's like, well, surely he wants to go and win more. Go on, Cole. Cole with a long range. Alvarez nearly. Liverpool 2-0 up. Jesus Christ. That's a hell of a weekend, Scott. Do you have it on the 25th? Because surely that should make it Christmas. The Christmas of May. Look, there's the table right now as it stands, of course. Go on, Cole. No, bad decision, Cole. This is. I was saying, I was on ESPN's coverage the other day, and I was saying it could be the thing where, the team that goes down, every team loses. I don't think someone's going to win to save them. I think they're all just going to be pathetic, and someone will go down anyway. I think Pep stays because I think he's happy here. I don't think there's anywhere else. As Zach Collins said, where would he go? Like, I think he likes it. I think he likes the project. I think he's really bought into the culture of this club. I think he'll extend after next season as well. That's a great ball out wide. Good defending, Sergio. Yeah, he got his foot in nicely. God, it's weird going to see, like, Everton are going to stay up, aren't they? I can't see them losing this. Let's have a look how they're getting on. No shots, fucking hell, Everton. Mate, you're 17 minutes in, and you need to win, and you've not had a shot on goal yet. That's classic Everton, isn't it? Sean Dyche. What about Leicester? Oh, they're not the... Where Leicester? Leicester are currently playing West Ham. Are they doing well? 2 shots. A relatively even game so far. I'm not sure if Pep's interested in PSG, weirdly. I don't think he's... Maybe he am, but I don't get the impression... He played in Italy as a player, so I can see him going there, but... The thing is, the Italian league has got a lot of shit going on at the moment. It has got a lot of shit going on, and I just don't see it. Good defending, good defending. I think the same 11, yeah. I think it will be the same 11 for both finals, presuming we don't have a shocker. Good defending, Sergio. I see Pep staying here for a while. In behind, nearly there. Laporte's done well. I don't think there's a foul on that. Age is definitely not just a number, Scott. I'm out for about 2 days of a drink now. I remember you said no hangovers. Those were the days. Oof, nearly in behind again. But good defending from Sergio and Ake. I think there's a chance Haaland stays for longer than we realise as well. Jake. So you said that? Oh, well, person with no name. That's hard to refer to you. What's your username? Just blank. You'll be called blank from now on. Go on, Rico. Well, Phillips is staying. Like, I understand. I agree that he's not really kind of blended in yet, Kevel, but he's staying. Let's give him the second season, because it does take players about 50 games to blend into this Manchester City side. But we'll see. Go on, Sergio. Played Cole. Go on, Rico. Out to Mahrez on the white. Working it nicely here. Fulham beat United. Go on, Fulham, man. Spoil that party. United resting. I don't know what's United's team. What is their team? No, they're playing a strong team. No Varane and Ericsson and Shaw, but still, it's a strong team. So have a look. Do they deserve it? United's form has dropped, hasn't it? Which makes me nervous. In the games that matter, though, Leicester, Leeds losing, nothing at Everton yet. Played Phil. Phil's bursting through nicely there. Sergio outlined it. It's weird seeing, because I'd love to see Gomez play more centrally, give it a go every now and then, because obviously that's why he's made his name as a young Spanish international. Would I make the same bet about 40? No chance. The only reason I made that bet in the first place is because the odds were so insane, because no one thought he was going to do as well, and I knew he would do. So the odds next year are going to be tiny. Like, he's not going to be 250 to 1 again. It'll be like 30 to 1 or something like that. So it's not worth it. Like, it won't be worth it. I only made that bet because it was a crazy one, and I'd never bet usually. I just made it as a one-off because I thought it was crazy odds for something that I thought was likely, and he should have done it in my opinion. He should have done it. I think I'm a bit disappointed that he didn't. I think he'll be disappointed. But no, all the Haaland goal scoring bets are going to be so much smaller next year. The odds will be slashed. But 70 goals? No, he's not getting 70, mate. Even then, the odds won't be that crazy, which is mental. But, 17 all competitions. Yeah, I'd be surprised if you get more than 30-1 for 40 goals next season, which is insane, but that's the standard he set. No, I cashed out at 800. In the end, it was 800. That's all the cash out was. But still, it's not bad from a £20 bet. It was, I cashed out before the Chelsea game when we won the league. So the odds are a little bit lower. What's happened? The Leeds game killed me. The Arsenal killed me. I have any betting insight, Kevil. I literally have none. It's just I know. What's happened there? Ran into Laporte. It's just I know that next season you won't be able to get those odds again. Let's be honest. I hear movement. Oh, final game of the season. Guess who's making an appearance? Ruben. Are you beautiful? You groggy? Come here. Do you want to come to Daddy? Oh no. You looking around the room? Dada? Wearing this kit, by the way, hens. You want to come to Daddy? Oh, just come to me. Just give him a boy. Give him a boy. There's my little man. He's groggo. He's just woken up, haven't you? Do you want the mic? You can't have the mic. You can't have the mic, can you? Yeah. You want to watch the football, though? You going to say hello? Did you sleep well? You got half an hour.
I think I started woken up by shuffling, but...
He's had 2.5 hours of naps today, so... He's had enough, haven't you, little man? Haven't you, little man? City champions. Champions, champions. Ole, ole, ole. You can't have the mic. He's got one of these little kits in the post, hasn't he? We've ordered one of these, haven't we, these kits?
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, it's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be next week, won't it? Though, we probably ordered it too soon because by the time he gets to the round of the next season, it'll be too small. Probably. Because it goes so quick. You gonna say hello to everyone? It's gonna be quiet. Yeah, you want to just grab the mic, don't you, little man? Yeah, you're fascinated by all the lights and all the screens and the microphone. You gonna stand up? Let me pull your top down. It's 0-0 currently, Rubes. There you go. You want to stand on Daddy? Yeah, good boy. Go on, Cole. You okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. Bit of a nothing game so far. Not much happening, Rubes.
Rubes will make it more exciting.
You gotta bring us a goal. You're normally a good look charm, aren't you, little man? Yeah. Mitrovic missed the pen. Oh, Mitrovic made should be 2-0.
Mum's not coming, by the way.
Why? She abandoned you.
Yeah, Josh and Molly were going to go, but then she said they're not coming anymore. And now she has to go drop off her presents for Sparky's sister. So it's just me, Rubes.
Yeah. Well, well done, Cole. Cole's done really well to win it. Go on, Rico. I would love to go to Istanbul, Ardwick, but there's one little Istanbul, because you said Istanbul, pal. So I missed the word to go. But there's one little reason why I'm not going to Istanbul. Right here, this little guy, because we have no money now, do we, mummy?
No.
We have no money anymore, mate. It's about £1,000 and a bit these days to get there. To be honest, I looked at the flights. I actually did. Everything, I'd be looking at 1,500 quid or something, I reckon, these days. I can't afford it, mate. I would love to, but we have no money because of baby. Because mummy's on maternity leave. And you get peanuts. So there'll be another one. We'll go to one together, won't we, one day? We'll go to another one today. We'll go to one and it'll be great. Won't you, little man? You'll be going to the Etihad next year, won't you?
Yeah.
You'll be going to the Etihad next year, I reckon.
Once he's down to one nap a day.
When you drop those naps, we can take you to a game, can't we? Get your nap in the morning, lunchtime, and go to an evening, like an afternoon game. FIFA World Cup call is in Saudi, maybe.
What am I doing? Watching.
There's no point now because he's not going to try in time. Unless you want to put 15-minute watch on for his stuff. There's no point. He said he would put it on yesterday for the first time. Anyway, I probably should focus.
Yes,
If that's all right. There we go. She's asking me what washing my knees doing.
Give me the baby.
You're going to be upstairs, yeah?
Yes.
Just be super careful.
Okay.
United losing, which is wonderful stuff. And they're getting easily beaten. Arsenal 3-0 Wolves. Hiya, beautiful. Goodbye. You gonna say goodbye? You're right, little man. Did you get some Zelda in? No. Why not?
I don't know. I was eating and then. Yeah.
Liverpool, Southampton, drawing. What a good game over there. Look at that. 2-2. Be careful.
Yeah, don't worry. Hi, Daddy.
See you later. Say goodbye to the family there. Not much going on at the interesting games, but 90 points is still a good total, facts only. It's not bad, is it? '92 would be nice, though, admittedly. I'd like to be unbeaten still, to carry on that unbeaten run. Jacka Jacka and Saka. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Jacka Jacka Saka. Come on, you Blues. What's everyone's feeling of the game so far? United, man. Look at them losing games. They are abysmal at the moment. 90 points is still a good season. It's average for us, but it's still a very good season, in fact. Jacko Brace, by the way, in his last game for Arsenal is pretty mad, to be fair. Fairy tale stuff. It's mad because the record before Pep was 94 points, wasn't it? So 90 points is brilliant. It's just we've redefined it, haven't we? Brentford are a very good side and we're away from home. A very changed side. But the football's been fine for us so far. Some decent little performances for some players. But I'm not expecting much. Gomez is an interesting one to show, and I wouldn't mind if he just stayed around the first team squad for a long time. Because I think like Zinchenko did. Zinchenko took a long time, don't forget, to become a useful player for us. And I'm fine with just him being around, Like, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the position that he actually made his name in as well at some point. Which is as a winger and attacking midfielder. But if he wants to stay about, I'm fine with that. And Palmer has been good recently, yeah. Playing centrally today, though, which is an interesting one. So, some good left-wing performances. I'd prefer to see him on the left now with Foden through the middle. Because Foden's barely had a touch today. And there he is, drifting century to get on the ball. He wants the ball, Foden. He's drifting. The problem is now there's no one out left. Is Sergio out there, baby? Yeah, he is. They're camped back here, Brentford. Is that the song they're singing about Imaginary? You should have cashed out. No, he's not for sale, Mark. I think he's... No. As far as I know, he's not. He's still pissed. I don't know, Colin. He's not... Oh, nearly a lovely flick from Cole Palmer. I don't know. Grealish is still not in the squad, so I don't know what's going on there. Oh, Alvarez nearly. The thing is that generally these young players, I'm fine with them staying around the squad as long as we just use them off the bench, you know, in the early season games, which I think we will do. I don't feel a massive need to move them on. It is funny, by the way, that that Arsenal have waited until the league was over and started scoring. Leicester scored, big goal. That. Let's have a look at the table then. It's not updated yet. The table's not updated for me yet, but let's have a look. Oh, see you refresh it. But if they have scored, that'll put them ahead of Everton, I think. It's not showing for me yet. Oh, there we go. Now it's updated. Table. Oh, table's not showing live yet. Everton are in bottom three, though. Oh, Morris nearly with a lovely ball. Why is this Google table not updating? So who scored for Leicester? Harvey Barnes. He's someone that I think a good team, a bigger team, should take if Leicester go down because he's quality. Real good player, Harvey Barnes. Yeah, I wanted to see Carlos on the bench as well. Carlos Borges de Sean, but I got a feeling Pep doesn't rate him. Not that he's not a good player, but he's not a Guardiola player as such. Because he's just not really been around as much. I've got a feeling Guardiola's just not really that keen on him. That's based off nothing other than my guess. Good defending. You know, you just get the vibes that he's not something. There we go, it's updated. There's the table. Everton 0-0. Leicester in 17th. Oof. Oh, big save from Ortega from Ben Mee. Not Ortega, Edison. Phillips turned a bit too easy there. Arsenal are shameless, aren't they? They really are. You know, the salt I got online from Arsenal fans were saying that they'll feel the pressure. What a surprise that they did. I don't think they've necessarily bottled it. It's more just I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're good enough to win the league against Man City. They haven't got the experience. They haven't got the mentality. To me, bottling it is when you're expected to do something and then you fail by your own, like, against you. You know, like, I don't think they're good enough. I honestly believe that. I don't think there's any guarantee that Arsenal challenge for the league next season. I don't think it's the depth either. I mean, the starting 11 isn't good enough, and I think there's a mentality thing as well. I don't think they have experience. I think they've reached the peak of their abilities and mentality. It's not a depth thing at all. Like, for me, it's the 11 is not good enough either. I actually agree. Like, I said it ages ago. Like, when you're winning, like, everyone's like, "Oh no, winning those last minute games just sign a good mentality." But like, it was too much. They were acting like it was May when in February. Like, when you're like that and you check this Manchester City side, it's too much. Like, you haven't got a chance. Like, you shouldn't be that emotional. Thank you very much. I like the kit too, mate. And this is the attic, pal. This is the attic. Whoever asked that. Who's that? Who asked that? Oh, the loft, as you would say, Colin. I'm in my the attic, as you'll be able to tell here by the skylight there. See it? It was converted before we got here. So I renovated it because it looked nothing like this. It was a mess. Turned it into an office. I don't think West Ham had a good season, no. I mean, they've got a nice little bonus. Conference League. I mean, Conference League, if they win that, there'll be a memorable season. But in the league season, they've had a poor season, haven't they? Yeah, Arsenal are a good side, but thank you very much, Colin. Yeah, I did it all myself. Design and all that, you know. It's nice to have an office. The thing is, I thought they went for the blue purposely. You know, I thought, you know what, I have a blue. You could go for light blue, by the way, but it'd look weird. You know, light blue against this walls it wouldn't pop. If you know what I mean. So I had to go for a slightly darker blue, a royal blue. I know it's a Chelsea blue, but you know. A light blue in the wall doesn't look nice. I miss the old. We were chatting about that last night, Toast Ghost. It was a flat that we were renting in Manchester. I miss those days too, when we were young, irresponsible. Well, we weren't irresponsible. We had no responsibilities. We got smashed any night we wanted to. Me and Nicola, you know. Now we got a baby who keeps us up and we never sleep anymore. We got a mortgage to pay with rocketing bills. Life. Our game is boring, Kevel. I'm not gonna lie, mate. It's not. It's taking me away from him as well. United 1-0. Who scored? Sancho. Oh, over from Brentford. Bit of pressure there. The left-footed half volley over. United's form isn't great at the moment. They'll be better against us, of course, but it isn't. Win it, Nathan. It's weird seeing Laporte right centre back, obviously, because he's obviously left footed. He's not used to that at all. Please talk to me. Hello, Sasso. How are you doing? You good? Hello, Nico, mate. Weirdly, I think Sancho probably needed a pep, to be honest, Toast. I think Sancho's got a lot of ability, but I do think he needed a serious club and a serious manager. If he'd stayed around and got his head down, he's got so much natural ability, Sancho. It's just he needs someone smart who knows how to use his profile. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you for asking, Sasso. But I feel like in general he needed a serious coach and a serious team. And United haven't been that for an awful long time. Palmer started brightly, not had much of the ball. Foden hasn't had much of the ball, to be honest, as well. We're not keeping it very well at the moment. A couple of nice moments of both. Ake's been fine, yeah, fine. Looks sharp. No one's had a great game so far, see. I won't say anyone's had a bad game either. It's just been what it is, you know. The family are good, thank you very much. They're good. I'm just looking forward to this league. To be honest, I'm looking forward to this league being over because I've struggled personally to muster the energy for these last two games. So anyone else felt the same? Like they're not games that particularly interested me. They just sort of don't mean anything. And I guess everyone's got an eye on next weekend and the one after that. So like I'm looking forward to maybe Wednesday onwards. No, I'll be here. I'll be watching them at home, Kevel. I just haven't got the money for any of the games. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I've got like 100 quid to my name, which I can't put on tickets. Happy birthday for Friday. Yeah, it's one of those things where these games are we know they don't mean anything, and it's just going through the motions, pretending to be interested in them. Okay, I was so tired yesterday and feeling a bit ill. I didn't even get around to the match preview. I thought I can't be bothered. I took a day off because I was tired, which is not great. I'm sorry for that, but I'm just being honest with you. It felt. Yeah, Kevin would have been nice, but they've got other plans, I guess. What it is. Good for you, Sasso. Don't share it. It's his number, He seems like a nice lad. Text him, tell him to come to see. But if you got his number, respect his privacy and all that. Go on, Riyadh. Nice ball. Gomez wide. Yeah, I looked at the tickets and I saw that 150 quid. I was like, I couldn't be arsed, Mark. Laporte can stay if he wants to, Sarang. It's simple as that. I don't think he wants to. I think he needs to leave for his career. Yeah. I'm a tired man today. Our son, Ruben, a little beautiful bouncy boy, is going through a sleep regression because he's pushing 8 months now. Google, if you're not a parent, Google 8-month sleep regression. Basically, he started waking up every half an hour. There is nothing more exhausting, I guarantee you. I've been a zombie this week. It's also another reason why I've not got around to things like previews, because I don't care about the game and I'm fucking knackered. Any parents in the chat who remember their kid going for a sleep regression? If so, put your hand up and emphasise. Sarang, to be honest, mate, if Ruben Diaz is not on the bench, I suspect it's because he's got a knock, which is not good. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a minor knock, and they're just sort of making sure he recovers. I think Laporte's crying because I feel like he feels he has to go for his career. Yeah, he's 8 months. Well, he's 7.5 months. He's 7.5 months. He's not 8 months yet, but he's going through that regression. It's around 7 to 9 months it happened. It's called the 8-month regression, but Go on. Oh. Go on, Rico. Oh, Mark, that's horrific, mate. First 4 years. I cannot do 4 years of... Alvarez headed just wide. Good cross. Kyle Walker. Holding his butt. I think he's hurt his butt there. Needs to be alright, Alvarez. We need you, mate. He's holding his butt there. Nice cross from Walker. Do you ever... Mark, you're so fucking lucky, mate. The best we've had, I would say, was about when he was very young. Like, you're talking weeks. We've had like 4-hour stretches. That's the best we've had, which felt like heaven. Now the best we get is 2-3 hour stretches at the very best. I'm not that bothered. I don't mind waking up every couple of times. It's just more the waking up 10, 15 times. Half time. 0-0. It's very hard to have anything to say about that game of football. Let me do the whole sharing it on Twitter thing and asking people to come over and have a chat because why not, not that there's much to say about this game of football, but let me just do the social tweet anyway. What's everyone's thoughts? Do let me know. I'll read your review. I think there's very little to say about that game of football. Right, so let's talk about that game of football. I've done the tweet now. Right. That was a very end of the season game. That is the kind of game where some players sort of want to be there and try and make something happen. Some players are thinking about trying to get into the team, and some players know they're very much going through the motions. I don't think anyone played particularly badly. I don't think anyone's really stood out or anything like that. It's just one of those games where fascinating for Rico Lewis and Cole Palmer and Alvarez maybe trying to get another goal before the end of the season. Foden trying to play himself into some form potentially. Laporte trying to get in a good performance. Maybe we've got Ake trying to show Guardiola that he's fit and ready. It's that kind of vibe, which of course can lead to the odd little story, but Tosco saying, no offense, but put me off having a kid. No, good. If you still want a kid after everything I've said that you have a kid, you should be terrified of having a kid because they are exhausting and physically draining. But they're also the most beautiful, wonderful things you ever see in your life. That's my parent advice. I love him more than anything I've ever loved, and he makes me laugh and smile every single day when he puts his hands out and wants to hold me. But also they are. Some people get lucky. The babies sleep like that and they never have a problem. But we've not had that. So yeah, that's my advice. Expect it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Nothing will ever come close to that. So that's my honest advice about having a kid. It's exhausting mentally, physically, skin. If you want to do it when you're ready to do it, and if you still want to have a kid, you'll be. There's no. The one thing I've realized about having a kid, by the way, nothing else matters in life. Absolutely nothing else after that. Once you've got a little beautiful baby boy or baby girl, and they're your world, and nothing else matters. Though I do miss freedom. Anyway. But they got a little best mate. But back to this game, players are scared of doing nothing. They really are. They're scared of getting injured. You can tell. I'll show you the lineups on screen right now and bring the stats. I don't think it's been a bad game. I think Brentford have had some decent moments. There's the stats: 67% possession for City. We still had some good moments. I think Edison's made one save from a Ben Mee chance where he turned and swiveled in the area. Past Calvin Phillips. We've had a couple of moments. Cole Palmer stung the keeper's hands. I think twice, has he done it? No, just the once maybe. It's been okay. Looking through that team, Alvarez is bustled away, and that is definitely not the formation. I don't know why he's showing it like that, but Gomez got forward okay. Foden, not really been on the ball much. Cole Palmer, bright start, but since the second, maybe 20 minutes in, not much. Phillips has been fine alongside Rico Lewis. It's just been what it is, what you'd expect. Mora's not on the ball much. It's very hard. It's very hard to get anything from this game. It's very hard to get anything from this game. The parenting thing. Parenthood is wonderful, said Mark Beaver. It is. But it's also... It depends how lucky you are. Like, we've had a tough time in parenthood. And I'm just going to talk about that. Like, our son was in hospital for the first week of his life, and we thought he could die, seriously, which is horrible. With meningitis, potentially. It wasn't meningitis, but we were scared of that. That's what they suspected, but he was fine. Then he didn't gain weight for a month, which is terrifying, so he wasn't gaining weight, so that was shit. And then he developed chronic eczema, and he still has chronic eczema, so we've had a very tough time, because he's been speaking to doctors every single fucking week of his life, so we've had it tough, so that's why we're emotionally drained. Some people get a baby who's born and sleeps through, and it's heaven. But what I will say is, even though we've had a tough time with sleep and health, Ruben is the most beautiful, polite little boy in the world. So he's great, and I'm obsessed and love him loads. But you are exhausted. But you know what? Nothing else matters, And I can't wait. He's getting older, and soon he'll be toddling to me, and soon I'll be playing Mario Kart with him, and soon I'll be playing football with him, and I'll take him around the world, and eventually he'll grow up and leave, and me and Nick will have our time back, and then but that's what it is. I'll be 50 odd then at that point, but that's life. What else matters? Alvarez is overrated, says 7 Wonder. He's not overrated, mate. He's a fantastic player, learning to play in the hardest league in the world. He's achieved wonderful things, and scored some great goals, and has won a World Cup. He's a cracking player, but with loads of room to improve. He's only young, he's developing in this Manchester City side, and Guardiola will turn him to the world-class player that we know he could be. Yeah, as Justin said, the highest of highs and lowest of lows parenting. Literally, I have never experienced trouble like it, and I've never experienced elation and emotion like it. I look at my son every day and want to cry because he's wonderful and he's beautiful. But then at the same time, I look at him and want to cry because I'm stressed and tired. But that is life. That is, do it when you're ready. And what I mean by that, you'll know. But the game itself, back to the game. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one, isn't it? I don't really know what to say about this game of football. Like, It's weird. Like there's nothing about this game that you can take. It's a particularly memorable game. Of course, looking around the Premier League is where the real stories are. it is a day for the relegation battle. As it currently stands, Everton are going down. Leicester 1-0 up at home to who they played against? West Ham. Do they deserve it? By the stats, he says that they do. Massive for them. Looking at Everton. Everton currently drawing against Bournemouth. They've had a few chances on target. Look like they could have scored there. I don't know if they deserve to score or not. As it currently stands, Leeds also going down. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. Leeds are losing 1-0 to... is that a Harry Kane goal? Of course it's a Harry Kane goal. But they've had chances. They've had shots. They're going for it. Leeds need a miracle here at this point. Leeds need to win and hope Leicester drop points and Everton drop points. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I couldn't give a shit about being stripped of any trophies, by the way. I swear, I tell you this from the absolute honesty of my heart. I don't care how many Premier League titles Manchester City have in 30 years from now. I care that I watched them, enjoyed that football. For me, football is something to do and watch. I don't look back and go 10 years from now and go, oh, that was a shame. I don't fucking give a shit. I watched this football, enjoyed it. I know from the bottom of my heart that Manchester City's players aren't cheats. Guardiola is not cheats. I don't know if some accountants have sort of slightly changed some things to get away with spending their own money for what it's worth. I don't give a fuck if some accountants have been accounting to try and spend a bit more money. That's all they've done. I don't give a fuck about that. That does not change what Foden's done for me. That does not change what De Bruyne has done, what Haaland's done, what Alvarez done. I know that these players are honest. These players have worked hard. And those memories I've had chatting to you guys and being at the grounds and all that kind of stuff, they are honest and sincere. And they will not be tainted by anything that could allegedly happen. They won't be. They won't be because I don't think that these players are cheats. The Lance Armstrong stuff is fucking not. It's a weird comparison. They aren't doping, you know. They're not fucking using performance-enhancing drugs. There's nothing to do with that, man. It's nothing. Like, it's absolute nonsense. It's like a fairer comparison would say Lance Armstrong used the most expensive bike and won everything. That's what it's like saying, and that still wouldn't be illegal. You know what I mean? It just means he has a better bike, and they're not cheating these players individually. The idea that some of these players are cheats because potentially, if it happens, some of our accountants move some money around so we can spend a bit more of our own fucking money. At the end of the day, how the fuck is that? This heinous crime. You know, like, if we are guilty of it, we take the punishment. But let's not fucking dress it up to anything that it ever wasn't in the first place. These were rules that were brought in to stop Man City spending money, to stop the fucking the bigger clubs being challenged. And we know it's true. Of course we fucking know it's true. They shut up the shop, you know. It wasn't to protect clubs from going bust. It was to protect the big clubs. It was genuine lobbying from the big clubs to stop other teams spending. They got frightened because they wanted their Champions League money. They didn't want to be out of the Champions League. It's why you see fucking meetings in London restaurants with all the chairmans of big clubs other than Manchester City. Fucking conspiring against Manchester City. That's actual fact. That's not me putting a City hand. It's just true. So that's why they did it. And do you know what? The rules are the rules. They came in, and yes, we have to stick to them. But are you going to be? Am I honestly going to say, if City fan guilty, that I feel like City did anything fucking heinously wrong? No. Did they fuck? They just tried to spend their own money. You know what I mean? Like, if they, you know, like, it's not something I will lose sleep over because I know the football that I witnessed was true. You know, ultimately it was. These were rules that no one cared about and didn't exist 15 years ago, and they came in to stop City, people like City spending money. You know, United could spend whatever they wanted. Arsenal could win. You know, Liverpool could win the winning leagues years ago. When United were breaking records, they could. Chelsea spent fucking loads of money, you know. Jack Walker spent loads of money to win Blackburn the league. And I understand all this soft power state stuff. And I get that. I get it. And I understand the human rights stuff. I get it. I'm not conflating all that. There's a real serious discussion to have about all that things. But I don't care about the money side of it. I just don't give a shit. Like, this club is my club regardless of the money side of it. The trophies are valid. The memories are valid to me, Nico. Like, I don't need fucking actual stats to validate my life, you know. It is what it is. That's how I honestly feel. And it is what it is. Like, my life is not dictated by what accountants do at my football club. My life, like, look, I don't know. Like, I'm going to go over to my Twitter header here. Like, look at my Twitter header. let me go over here, like my Twitter header here, and I can look at these moments. Can I zoom in on that? Will it let me zoom in? It won't do, unfortunately. But that's a bunch of memories there. Celebrating with friends and family at events. Like, I'm not gonna fucking put an asterisk over all them, you know. When if we don't win, if they're taken away from us, I'm a fuck. Nothing's happened. I'm just talking about how it feel for me, you know. And it wouldn't change anything. Of course, he fucking wouldn't. I know. Do you know what? It'll be like, oh well, the chairman has to resign or something. Good. If they do. And so what? Do you know what? If we were suddenly like, the thing is for me is like genuinely, if we were suddenly in League One, League Two, okay, this channel probably wouldn't be viable. I'd have to get a job. I understand that. You know, I wouldn't be fucking making money off YouTube anymore. That's fine. I'll get a job, and guess what? I'll probably go to more games than I used to the past few years. I'm often here because this is my job now, and I chat to you guys more. I'll probably make less videos and go back to games a lot more with City or lower leagues because I'll have to get a different job because it won't be a viable job for me anymore. That's fine. I'll go to more games with my son. And do you know what? It'll be quite a sweet irony if that actually, when Ruben grows up, my son, if he's 7, 8 years old and City are currently down in League One all of a sudden. Well, guess what? I was watching City in the old League One, Division 2 as it's called then when I was a kid. So it'll be a nice little full circle thing, and he can watch Man City be shite again like I did. And it'll make him stronger for it as a person. And do not be afraid in life of a bit of suffering. Do not be afraid of failure, or, you know, do not be afraid of all those things because they change who you are as a person. And if you're not interested in the City, they're no longer there, that's your fucking choice. Fuck off then. You know, that's not for you. You want to watch a team in the Premier League, you go and do that. But for me, I am Manchester City all my life through and through. And I'll be watching Manchester City until I'm old and grayer and old. And for me, I will be following this Manchester City side wherever. If we're playing the fucking dog and duck in the 8th fucking league, I don't know. I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't give a shit, you know. But that's football, you know, and that's the beauty of football. To me, I'm a City fan, and I want to watch City if they're playing Luton in the Premier League, or fucking Wrexham in League 2, or Stockport in the League 1 or the Championship. I don't care. I really don't, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because football to me is about watching football. It's about winning, but it's about watching football first and foremost, you know. And that is what I have to say about that. And if that's not what it's for you, we're different people. Thank you very much, Unruly, and hopefully they will do. Maybe it will be, you know, I don't know. Yeah, Mark, I've seen this club nearly go bust. We nearly went bust, you know, we're in the Premier League, you know. We had to sell Shawnee Wright, didn't we, to stay up and stuff like that, you know, I've been watching City since 1994. I remember as a kid, right? Any Mancunians in the chat? Do you remember the Manchester Evening News used to do the section called the Pink, where it was all the football stuff? And I used to because every City game wasn't on TV, and if you weren't going to games, I didn't go to away games as a kid, so I used to sit and I watch Match a Day, of course, but I would also I'd buy the Manchester Evening News in the Pink, and I would read the match reports obsessively, and I'd cut out pictures and I'd stick them on my walls, and I'd love it when there'd be a big photo of a player in there, and I'd read the match ratings obsessively, and I could tell you who scored in every single game when I was a kid. I could tell you every single kit and every played, and I had all the sticker books, and I used to sit there and obsess over anything I could. And there was no internet when I was growing up. So all you had was the newspapers. That was it. And I listened to the radio. And do you know what? I used to listen to GMR, Greater Manchester Radio, which is now BBC Manchester. I used to listen to the phone-ins on the way to games, and I used to listen to the pre-match build-up. And now I'm 37 years old, and I was on the pre-match build-up on the fucking day we lifted the Premier League trophy last weekend. It's fucking crazy. So this idea that suddenly, I have lived what I used to listen to as a kid, nothing could ever change this for me. Nothing. Literally nothing. They are part of my identity. You know, they're not my everything, like my wife and my family are. And I love many things in life, be it fucking Nintendo or music or films, but I love Manchester City too, and Manchester City are a core part of my identity. And I love it. And that's the thing as well. I think a lot of people don't understand about Manchester City. We are told that our fans won't care. Some of you may not care, but loads of us, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect how I enjoy this team. And I think the journalists who patronise the City fans don't realise that. They can't understand that City fans are here just enjoying football, living our life, watching our team do wonderful things, and we're not upset about it. Largely, most of them are not. To us, it's just another day watching our glorious team do glorious things. And if we're suddenly shit, I've been there, done it, don't give a fuck. Second half's underway. There's my rant about it. Good on you, mate. Good on you, right and Rooley. Do you know what? There's a saying, typical City. Typical City is a Manchester City trait of doing the most stupid things, often in the most potentially fortunate of scenarios. Be it Steve Lomas keeping the ball in the corner when it's 2-2, not realising that 2-2 would have us relegated. Or, you know, I don't know, fucking Taxkins January going and then coming in and having to, you know, sell off players and, you know, or getting relegated to Luton, or, I don't know, having 5 managers in a season, or going fucking down to division. Typical City is everything. And like, they wouldn't, the apex of typical City would be, to me, having the most glorious history in our glorious era in our club's history. Glorious era in our club's history. Then everything getting stripped and us being allowed in League One again. I mean, I would just have to laugh. 2-1 down, but typical City isn't them returning it around. Daniel, it isn't. Typical City is losing to Wigan, but we turned it around. You know, the 93-20, which is typical City is just madness. You know. Anyway, second half, no changes. I fucking love Man City, man. I do. I love them for everything that they are, because we're not perfect. I think it was Noel Gallagher who sang, true perfection has to be imperfect. It does. Perfection contains imperfection, because perfect has a bit of everything, you know? And you cannot get where you want to go in life without tasting that imperfection. It makes you are, man. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to hurt. Do not be afraid to hurt. And I know a lot of you fans actually don't know what pain is, and this is what makes me laugh for me. Like, I watch fans of like Liverpool and United and Arsenal. They don't know what fucking like. United, things like Arsenal fans don't know what hurt is. Liverpool fans, they've never fucking seen a relegation. You know, that's like mid-table is not hurt. Even Chelsea right now, like, it isn't fucking pain for them. Mid-table, like, it's not true pain. It's shite by their standards, but it's not true pain. Like, most modern City fans don't know a bad season. They know an underwhelming one, but they don't know a bad season. Most City fans these days. Nice football. Very nice one-touch football from City. That's cool, Mark. Didn't know that, mate. I must have missed that. But we used to park at Wally Range School, me and my dad. We parked at Wally Range and walked up to Main Road. I loved that walk. It was my favourite walk. I swear my game has no commentary. Oh, Arsenal, of course, are going to stop winning, Daniel, because nothing matters now. Foden with effort, blocked. City, man, City. I love everything about them. I really do. And I know we're lucky right now. And we did win the lottery. Of course we fucking won the lottery. But we spent it fucking well, you know? We're those people who win the lottery and invest it and turn it into fucking billions. I know we spent a lot as well, but... Yeah, I would be as well, Nico. Though, to be honest, if City have lied to us, if they have done... So Fran Soriano, people like that, they'd have to walk. They couldn't stay in their jobs. They couldn't do. And it is what it is. But I'll worry about it later. I am not even remotely worried. I don't live life looking forward about stuff like that. It's just not important. It isn't important. Football ultimately is just football. Football is important, but it's not worth leaving sleepless nights over off the pitch stuff. Just Just enjoy the football. I fucking hate all the accounting side of football. It's not interesting. It's not interesting the slightest for me. Like, football is something you do for entertainment. I don't fucking sit here to talk about net spending and accounts, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit and all that stuff. Now, every team wants their team to spend money and win trophies, Daniel. They'll just never admit it, a lot of them. That 81's mental, as if it wasn't a mad anomaly at the end of the season. It was a crazy game, that, where the players pretty much just bottled it at the end of the season. Oh, good ball. Go on, Cole. Oh, Cole, unlucky. If loads of people want to jump ships, like, then it's they no, I don't blame. I would blame anyone who left, because it means they were never watching for the right reasons. Like, I wouldn't quit supporting a team because of board level stuff. You know, like Pep. I support Pep and the players. Like, I don't support Soriano and Cheeky and people like that. Like, this is like I think it's unhealthy when we start supporting board members. Personally, like that, I don't think we need that level of fandom. Like, I would expect those people to be sacked, but like, I support this. You know, I support the people on the pitch. I don't support, like, the board members come and go and the players come and go to an extent, but Manchester City don't go anywhere. Like, the City don't go anywhere, and like I would not stop supporting Manchester City in the future based on the actions of board members who would have left. Like, fuck me, man. Like, what you see what we did in the fucking Swales era, you know what I mean? Or it's like Tatskin Shinawatra is a fucking wanted criminal at one point, and he was our fucking chairman. You know, like, you could have easily stopped supporting him then. Any fans who left, they were never fans in the first place. They're not fans. They were the casuals. I mean that. Any fans who didn't want to carry on watching Manchester City, they just wanted to watch a team that they liked the football of doing well, but they weren't Manchester City fans. That's how I feel. They were. It was convenient for them to be fans. I support Manchester City. The players come and go, but the club doesn't, you know? Like, I can't relate to the idea of leaving because the chairman lied. Like, that's mental. Like, why would I stop supporting? It's just crazy. By that stretch, you could, if you wanted to, you could stop supporting City because of Mendy, you know? Or because we employed Adam fucking Johnson. You know, it's like, we're still, you know, yeah, I still think we'll be found innocent. It's all hypothetical talk. But there's many reasons, like, ultimately, anyone who leaves and doesn't support Man City afterwards, they can make it out to be about the chairman, but it's bullshit. But basically, anyone who leaves, they're leaving because they're not a Premier League team anymore. If that happens, that's honestly what will happen. That's their prerogative, but don't act like it's anything other than reason than that. Oh, shit. Oh, they've nearly scored. Was it a handball? Ref, it could have been a handball there. I would say the Super League stuff is different because they were threatening to abandon the Premier League. To me, that is fucking absolutely not on. 2 penalty claims. There's a lot of penalty claims there in one go. There's a lot of penalty claims. Oh, it's kicking off, isn't it? What has got I think the referee actually got it right. I don't think anything was a penalty there. That's not a penalty against Rico Lewis. That's never a penalty. Never a penalty. He's made a talent challenge. Where's his arm meant to go there? The referee's right. I'm sorry. The referee's right. That's never a pen. Come on, City, anyway. Yeah, I'm back to the Super League thing. Like, for me, if City joined the Super League and essentially left the Premier League, that would be a betrayal of the fans. Because all of a sudden, in away games for Europe, constantly the money, the cost, you're abandoning your local country, basically. You're abandoning the Premier League in your England. You're abandoning you're essentially, no, it's totally different. I'm not sure. I wouldn't probably stop supporting. But yeah, I don't think this is. I don't think that's the same. I think I would understand people getting disillusioned. And Nico, I know they would because they're glory hunters. Nico, I'm very aware that Manchester City have glory hunters these days. We do. We have fair weather fans who are here because City are very good. I'm not an idiot. I know some people maybe watching the stream who feel that way. It is what it is. And I understand suddenly this channel's interest would drop off massively. But I'm comfortable with that. I just don't give a shit. I just don't care. I know there are many people who are City fans because of Mahrez, because of Haaland, because of De Bruyne. It's just how it is because we win league. If you win leagues, like kids, I'm relaxed a bit. I agree with actually, Mark. We'll move on from this anyway. Circus Dog, you absolute legend. Thank you so much for becoming a member, mate. Appreciate it. Oh, accidentally just put a fucking goal on the stream. Hopefully my channel isn't taken down. Oh, Alvarez with a long ranger just wide. Circus Dog, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. Alvarez made a bit of space for him there. Thank you so much, Circus Dog, you superstar. I don't think that Phillips can personally, Nerlan. The only last thing I'll say is if we were out of the Premier League, just be able to watch games regularly would be difficult. That'd be it. His goal alternative, Total Sport EK, which is very easy to remember. It's EsteemedKompany. It's not mine, but it's just convenient. Total Sport EK. That'd be my alternative. Everton have scored. Oh. That means Leicester will be going down. Maddison on a cheap one. What do you reckon, everyone? Would you take Maddison? Maybe Harvey Barnes? I'd take Maddison. I think I've come around to the idea of that. Something a bit different. He's a good player. I'm waiting for the table to update. Who scored? Let's have a look. Decore. I think Maddison, like I was a bit negative about Maddison too, but like I've watched, an awful lot of quality. You can do some magic with the ball, and I think with a coach like Guardiola, you can teach him to use it a bit better. Only as a backup though, as a squad player to come in to learn from maybe Gundogan if he stays and De Bruyne. Shay Charles coming on. Fuck yeah. Amazing. Is that Thomas Frank there with his little board? I love that. I love it. No, I would have very big qualms about City in the Super League. I absolutely get if anyone. I get it. I think the Super League's a different argument entirely because it's abandoning the Premier League. I don't want to see City. I think the Super League will be fucking shite as well. That's the thing. Good ball to Mahrez. Stephen, hello. I'm good, mate. Yourself? Good name, Stephen. From one Stephen to another. Go on, Phil. Go on, Cole. Oh, nice. Oh. The Super League's problem was that they went for closed shop. Like at the closed shop, like no. I know it won't matter for most people as well, but the idea of fans not being able to get to most games and the atmosphere would be fucking dead. It'd be dead because most games fans just wouldn't be able to get to. Like you'd have no away fans at a lot of games because it's so expensive to travel. Too regular. It'd just be loads of shite. Shay Charles coming on is lovely stuff, man. Is Shay Charles? Is he a City fan, Shay Charles? I don't actually know where he's from. I know he is from. He's local. He's Northern Ireland. He's been at City since he's 9 years old. That's fucking wonderful. He's been at City since he was 9. He plays for Northern Ireland, doesn't he, Shay Charles? Let's see how he gets on. On for Ake. I mean this with the greatest respect to any Americans watching, but the football in general should learn nothing from the American sports, like absolutely nothing. I mean that like they shouldn't go anywhere near the NBA style or anything like that. I think the problem the MLS has and always will have is that it's a closed shop. Like people just don't take it seriously. Like never. I can't appreciate any sports that are closed. I think there's no element of edge. The MLS could do well if there was consequence. Leicester 2-0 up. Is Shay Charles playing right centre back with Laporte on the left? I think the problem the MLS has got, because it's a closed shop, it feels like nothing matters. And they have to travel halfway across America, I agree. But at the same time, because nothing matters, it feels like a retirement league because nothing matters. It's like it's safe, it's easy, it's convenient. And football should never be those things. Football should always have an edge to it. It feels like a season full of friendlies. Southampton 4-2. Fuck me. Liverpool's shite, man. Here's the table as it stands. Leicester down. Currently, Everton need to concede to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are on the beach at this time of the season. They are safe in 16th. Look at that table. Yeah, I agree, Octavio. It does feel like a chore. I'd love the MLS to be good, actually. I'd really like it to be good. My chances for the summer, I don't really know. I really struggle with it because I don't really know what we're going to need. Like, I need to know who's going. Like, I'd love a proper left back still. I know we're playing the system, but I always think variety is important. I want a pacey wing and a proper left back still. I feel like a proper left back and a pacey winger would offer so much versatility. Like, we can't always have the possession winger. Sometimes you're the guy who's just going to run at people. We got him in Bude and Borges, but he's not going to give him a chance, so. I don't understand second sides, Mark. Also, I don't really feel anything about Everton at all. Yeah, it does feel that way, Kevel, what I can tell. Oh, Shay Charles. Showing a bit of an experience there. I'd love Nonto, actually. Mine's a little bit of Shawnee Wright. Thank you very much, Shire. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, and obviously Bernardo needs to stay. I don't think there's any controversy in saying that. I think Kimmich will stay at Bayern. Big header, Shay. If you keep a clean sheet with him, it'll be buzzing for him. Leeds are definitely down now, so 2-0 Leeds, isn't it? Leeds, yeah, 2-0. They're down. Oh, Everton. I think there's a chance they both stay too. Look, Kimmich would be a fucking dream signing for what it's worth. Like, the thing is about Kimmich, then, if you sign him, you don't need 2-8s, do you? You just have like Rodri and Kimmich double pivot and just let Foden or whatever just do what he wants. Who would I rather, Bernardo, Gundo? Bernardo, because Gundo's he's just older, you know. Right now, Gundogan's 32, you know. Come on, City. I wouldn't take Sterling back right now, actually. I think that's the bad idea. I think we've moved on. I don't think he's in a good place anymore, Sterling. I don't think he... No, I don't think he has the emotional maturity to accept that he failed at Chelsea and come back and then... I don't think him and Pep see eye to eye, and I don't see the point. I think I'd have Sane back because I think he probably would have grown a little bit, and I don't think he left with any real bad blood. Sterling felt like he fell out with Pep a bit. I think he's too old now. I think his best years could be behind him, and I'm not sure there's a potential for him to change much, Sterling, and adapt to... You have to adapt his ego a little bit. I think he's a good player, so yeah, Sterling. I don't agree he's shite, but I think right now I think he's in his own head these days, Sterling. He's just... Sometimes he looks like he's falling out of love with football a bit. Like, he was good against us, apart from the chances he missed as well. But I don't know. There's something about Sterling that feels off. I feel like he's peaked a bit, to be honest. Sane I'd have back. I don't know. I feel like Sane is probably... I get the impression with Sane, when you see after he's in Manchester and around his teammates, that he not regrets leaving, but very much thinks sometimes, maybe I should have stayed, you know? I actually agree he's never recovered from the Leon miss, actually, weirdly. I actually agree with that. I think he's checked out. He's just checked out. I don't think he can achieve what he's achieved and not be talented. So I don't agree with that. Bournemouth nearly scored there and Leeds 2-1. Interesting. Alisson not playing today, by the way, and look at him. Played City. Yeah, it's nothing like Dele Alli, let's be honest, mate. Dele Alli actually fucking... Dele Alli lost it way younger than Sterling. 3-1 Spurs. Okay, well, that's it. They're done. I would take Elise. I think he's a quality player. Loads of ability. I like Eze too. Just a project for Pep, and I think he'd be wonderful. Yeah, Leeds are down, aren't they? Played, Phil. Nice ball. Alvarez has not done it today. 4-4 of Bullsouthampton, is that right? Or they just scored 2 goals in a minute or something? It's 4-4. Gakpo and Jota have just scored goals back to back. Stay of that team. I mean, it's a good fun game for those fans. That is peak like last day nonsense, isn't it? Everton there. See how that goes. Kane got his second of the game. Oh, right through and goal there. I don't think Sane makes us invincibles. I think you're slightly over-egging his abilities there. I also think you're forgetting how often Sane ghosted. Like, I loved Sane, but every other game he had a stinker. Like, every other game. He was brilliant or shite. I think we were slightly rose-tinted glasses with Sane. I fucking love the guy, don't get me wrong, but there'd be games where the ball would roll out the play, he wouldn't control it, he would just never defend, and like he dribbled straight off the pitch. Like, there was games where he was like that. I think we've forgotten just how often he was up and down. He's not as good as you think he is. He's brilliant, but I don't think he's going to win as a fucking... because invincible. Yeah, Cancelo was very similar, actually. Either a 9 or a 3, never a 7. There was no in between. he was sometimes shocking Leroy. I remember he was the reason he was on the bench a lot because he was so frustrating for Pep. So frustrating. I fucking loved him. Don't get me wrong, but I could see why Pep was so infuriated by him. Yeah, I've not seen a player as talented as he has let the ball roll under his foot more than Leroy. Like the amount of times the ball was played to him, and he'd go control the ball by putting his foot on it, and he'd miss it, and he'd just roll out of play. He did it so often, and he's because he's not paying attention fully, like, or he just wouldn't track back properly, or he'd get the ball and he'd just immediately run out of play. Like he did it a lot, but then he also would have games where he'd be fucking unstoppable. A weird player, but a magic player, and I take him back in a heartbeat because I love him. I don't mind players leaving in general. I don't get. I know it's kind of weird, but I also just sort of like it. I like seeing new players. Like, as good as it is watching players be at your team for ages, I also don't want to see 11 players play for Manchester City for 10 years. Just because it's boring. It just is boring eventually. Like, I like seeing new stories and new players, and football is interesting to me when you see Alvarez come in and out of nowhere. You see Rico Lewis break in. Like, if some players stay at the club, every player stays at the club for 10 years, it could get very stale very quickly. I like it when City find a solution to a Cancelo problem. Some players you want to stay forever. Kev can stay forever, but I don't want Cancelo to stay forever. Like, I don't feel that way about Cancelo. Like, it'd be nice if he wanted to, but I don't. Phil want to stay forever. Yes. Am I asked if I don't know. Like, I don't know, Cancelo stays forever? No. Am I asked if Laporte does? No. But there's some players, yeah, but I don't. I'm not asked if Edison doesn't stay forever either. As much as he's great, like, I don't feel that strongly about it. Like, it's just it's just part of football, You have to move on and evolve, and that's fine. Keep it interesting. Pep is ruthless. He's the best at what he does. Some players I'd sign. Look, if Bellingham's available, him. But I think he's going to Real Madrid. I want a midfielder, McAllister. I would like him. If Gundogan goes, he might go to Liverpool though. But I still think we could get him if we wanted him. Florian Wirtz would be exciting, wouldn't he? Wirtz would be wonderful. I like the idea of that Gabriel Vega guy. He looks really exciting. Left back, maybe a Estupiñán from Brighton. But then I can't see him going with this Sal McAllister. I don't even like Matoma, Kimmich would be wonderful. But the signings will be someone who surprises. I would take probably Maddison from Leicester if he went down. Harvey Barnes wouldn't be a bad bet. He's a really good player, Harvey Barnes. Much better than you realise. He'd be one of those like Ake kind of signings when people go, really? But then you look at it and go, yeah, actually, smart footballer. Shay Charles has done fine. We've had an Ecuadorian at City before, Felipe Caicedo. Yeah, I want our best players to stay for a long time, but do I want a team full of 11 players forever? No, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a necessary idea. This game has 0-0 written all over it, doesn't it? Nearly behind Brighton again. Go on, Cole. Kvaradona, Kvaratskhelia, whatever he's called from Napoli would be great, but that's not going to happen either. I want Guardiola to be here long enough to oversee the transition from wherever De Bruyne is. I want Guardiola to fix the De Bruyne problem when De Bruyne goes. Yeah, we're not signing him from Napoli, I agree. But it'd be nice. Pep oversaw the Silva and Company and Fernandinho departures and been absolutely fine. Aguero. So I want to see Pep oversee the De Bruyne departure eventually, because he's the only one I trust to actually replace him. We won't find anyone as good as De Bruyne. It's impossible, but we'll be different, but just as good, because he's Guardiola. Yeah, do you know what? Haaland used to spend half the season injured too, but he doesn't anymore. Because he's got a good coach, he's a good fitness team. City's fitness team is better than most teams, and also if you're Harvey Barnes, you're not played every game, so you can rest up at Man City. He's a talented player. West Ham just scored, did they? So 2-1 Leicester. It's still on at Bournemouth, isn't it? I think Everton are doing this. Everton aren't losing this, are they? Let's have a look. Have they had any chances recently, Bournemouth? Yeah, time wasting. Oh, they nearly scored by the sounds of the commentary. Some madness down there. 4-4. Liverpool, what are you doing, mate? I'm not saying mate, but whatever. Yeah, Foden to me is the De Bruyne potential replacement. He has that magic. Essentially, Foden, when he eventually adapts, he's the only, to be honest, he's the only one I think could do it. Genuinely, I think Foden could do it. He has the magic in his boots. He just take a bit of time to adapt to it. I don't know, Nico. I have no idea, but I trust the board. I don't really worry about transfers. I just trust them implicitly. That sounds quite basic, but it's just fucking true. Like they know what they're doing, don't they? They've answered questions time and time again. We'll sign some good players. We always sign good players. Oh, Foden should have a statue. If Foden doesn't get a statue, something's gone wrong. Like Foden could end up being will be one of the most decorated players in football history as long as City don't get found guilty. Go on, Phil. Oh, he's taken down. Yeah, it's McAllister, isn't it? It's weird. Like it's a weird name. It's not. Let's not act like McAllister is an Argentinian name either. It isn't, to be fair. It's definitely not. It's a weird. Like, what is his background, McAllister? It is a family name originating from Scotland. So you say he's not Scottish, but it's an Irish name or Scottish name. Well, I'm a Mac as well, so you know. His ancestry traces back to Fife in Scotland and Donabate in Ireland. It's not an Argentinian name. It's obviously they've obviously formatted it in their own way, but it's clearly an Irish name. Does Mac not mean like goal? Yeah, fuck. I'm about to say, I was gonna say, does it mean son of? Yeah, it does. Yeah, there we go. They've scored anyway. Can't say it hasn't been coming. Uh, 1-0 Brentford. Weird one, isn't it? I don't know how to feel about this. I wanted the unbeaten record still. We start again next season, I guess. 1-0 Brentford. Got in behind, Gomez for the cross. No one at the back post, header back. Not a great way to end the season, but, you know, it's so far away from our team that I don't expect it to be. I just don't treat it seriously, but it's, you know, you do want to see City not lose, you know. 1-0 Brentford. They probably just about deserved it. Maybe a late equaliser would be nice, something to play for. City, man. Do they go above Spurs? Have a look. Brentford. Oh, no, not above Spurs. No, they stay in 9th. Go on, Riyadh. Nah, Riyadh's cross blocked. Well, let's look at the team. They will be up for it for the United game. Of course they will be. Let's look at this lineup again. The lineup, I mean, who starts in that final in that team? 3 of them, potentially. Ake, Walker, and Edison. None of the rest of them start. We all know Kanji will play, Diaz will play, Stones will play. Kanji might not play. He might play, actually. Ake might not get the nod. So I'd say 2 of them start in that final in that team. Just Walker and Edison. The rest of them don't. Played Cole, unlucky. I actually think he deserved a chance to have a shot then after a nice little dribble. Like, so it's we could have done with maybe a bit match fitness for some of these players, but I'd say Brentford maybe deserved it. They're more up for it, aren't they, at home? To be honest, these players have sort of held their own given how much of it's a fucking, you know, a backup team, aren't they? It's a backup team flying banana, mate, against a team who obviously more up for it at home, you know. So I'm not particularly bothered. Yeah, sort of City slacker. It's Brentford are just a good side, you know, and like we're lacking maybe the thing is about Phil, Riyadh, and Julian is that they're not really getting the ball much. We're not building it up to them very often. Go on, Phil. He's done nicely there. Phil's a really nice little dribble there. But they've barely been on the ball a lot of times. Oh, Mahrez, mate, you took the wrong call there. Oh, nice ball, though. Oh, Cole nearly got... How has he not scored? Oh, 3 chances. Oh, Prem is not coming soon, is it? I don't know how he's not scored there, man. Oh, how has he not scored there, man? How's Cole not scored? I mean, to be honest, a couple of them were good blocks, but Cole Palmer's a good finisher. That's the mad thing about it. He scored goals for fun for the academy sides. It's entirely mental, surely. Shows you the pressure, doesn't it? At this level. Can we get an equaliser like that? That'd be nice, wouldn't it, late on? I think with Cole Palmer, by the way, it's just, yeah, I think I agree with Kev. I was about to say, if he's not playing regularly, you see that first goal, he's a fucking massive like weight on his shoulders, isn't it? A young lad, you want to score your first Premier League goal. If he'd already scored, you'd be fine. I'm not going to read too much into a young guy who's never scored his first Premier League goal, not scoring his first Premier League goal in the end of the season game. It doesn't seem to bother me. I'd be honest with you. Palmer's a right winger, Daniel. He's a right winger. But he's been playing left and central. Yeah, age is all relevant to the squad and the expectations, isn't it? But yeah, I agree he's not that young, but it's weird. Not everyone's a superstar and jumps into the team straight away. Classic Kyle. That's the most Kyle Walker shot, isn't it? He does that once every game. Someone did say on Twitter then, I was reading some tweets, they reckon like Brentford are a physical team, aren't they? And they've been tough today physically as well. I think if it wasn't Brentford away, he probably would have gone for a stronger team, but they will kick us, you know. Not particularly Kevel. I don't think they're being rested, a lot of these players, you know. I genuinely think a lot of them are actually just sort of recovering from like that grueling run of games where we had fucking Arsenal, Madrid and Bayern and, you know, all these massive games that we had. I think a lot of them are just recovering. City pressing here towards the end. It's Haaland for me. It's also easy. I'm not really worried about the final stuff, Harry. I think the players will be up for it, and ultimately, I don't think that this form counts for anything. Full time. Lost 1-0. Thank you everyone for watching this watch along, the last Premier League watch along of this season. It was a fucking very forgettable game, wasn't it? I am not particularly bothered. My honest opinion. I'll do a match reaction, get it out of the way nice and quickly, but because I'm going to help put my son to bed. But I can't pretend that I'm overly bothered by this. It is what it is. City lost 1-0. Not the best. We could have scored as well, if we're being honest, but it is what it is, guys. Thank you for watching. You're all absolute superstars. I'll see you in about 5 minutes for the match reaction. For now, though, I'm going to pay attention to the end of the Premier League table because I want to see who goes down. Let's have a look. Let's see what the currently stands. City still, we won the league, you know, top of the table with 90 points. Not fucking bad, eh? Not bad. That's what we do. That's what we do. Everton still playing. Let me just quickly check. Everton live. Oh, they're about to do it, aren't they? Yeah, they're going to do it. Anyway, I'll catch you all in a bit. I'll see you in 5 minutes for the match reaction. Bye-bye.